NGBHoevel. I'm 31 years old. I am, Italian, Dutch, Polish, English, Scottish, French, German, you name it. I'm a little bit of everything. And I am pastry chef and owner of Pamela's Bakery Cafe and Espresso in Eagle, Idaho. And how I got into this occupation is kind of a full circle story. I was raised above a biker bar and in the restaurant business. My mom owned restaurants my whole life. And I swore that I was never going into the restaurant business. I hated it. So, graduated high school, went to college, got my degree in business and marketing, went and worked in marketing, equally hated it, not good at selling stuff. So my husband and I went on our honeymoon, and as we were walking along the beach, we happened across this little pastry shop, and the pastries were beautiful in the window, and I thought, that's what I could do. I found my calling, came home, told my mom, and she thought that I was crazy because remember, I never wanted to be in the restaurant business. So long story short, we hatched this little plan. I went to the California Culinary Academy. 2 months later, I kind of fast-tracked my career. I worked at the Buttery Bakery in Santa Cruz decorating cakes, and I was actually taught by Dawn Nemec, who now works at Just Cakes, and she's been on the Food Network like a gazillion times. And then I went and worked at Heather's Patisserie, and also in Santa Cruz, where I learned a lot of French baking and mixing. And then I was a pastry chef at Google's Cafe 150 under Chef Nate Keller. And then I moved to Eagle with my family, and here we are today.
Pamela, how would you describe your personality?
I am efficient, I am hardworking, I am confident, controlled, a little bit on the messy side. I am determined and very loyal. I hate overly confident, loud mouth know-it-alls. They get under my skin, and I can't stand them. How
would your friends and toughest critics describe you?
I would think that I would hope that they would say that I'm fair, that I might tend to cry a little bit when I get really frustrated, working on that. I'm a little non-confrontational, also working on that. I'm stubborn, I'm overly analytical, but I'm also sweet and kind, and some people think that I'm funny. My husband doesn't, but my friends do, so I'm going to go with what they think, and I'm very trustworthy and dependable.
What types of things push your buttons?
Laziness pushes my buttons. I believe that a person should work to the fullest of their ability, and I can't stand when people leave things incomplete. You should start a task, you should do the task, and you should finish the task. All one thing. You shouldn't come back 6 weeks later to finish it up. You should get everything done. And I also am not a huge fan of overly pushy people. Like, just don't try and sell me stuff.
Pamela, what is your best and worst quality?
My worst quality, I would have to say, is that I'm stubborn, but that also means that I'm not a quitter. And I would say one of my best qualities is that I am patient. Like, I don't mind working hard, and I don't mind working for what I get. And actually, I like working for what I get because it means that I earned it.
Tell us about your background, how that helped or hurt the person you've become today.
Like I said, I was raised in the restaurant business, so I think it makes me really comfortable in a kitchen. It's like my second home, and since my mom did own multiple businesses, I was with her all the time, right next to her while she was working her butt off for what she got. So it taught me a really strong work ethic.
How do you react to criticism?
If it's given the right way, I welcome it because I can learn from it. I do tend to second guess myself a little bit. I need to learn to trust myself a little bit more. And I also think that I am getting much better at not being defensive about it. But that's more in personal situations, like with my husband.
Pamela, how are you going to play the game?
I am going to, first and foremost, worry about myself, just do the best that I can, I'm going to be focused. I'm going to have blinders on until I feel like playing a little bit of a psychological game with my competitors to come in from behind and win.
How would you describe your character as it pertains to the competition? What kind of competitor will you be?
I am going to be a very focused competitor. You better stay the hell out of my way, else I'm going to run you over.
What is your strategy for winning this game? What will you do to stay in the competition?
If I have to, I might cry a little bit, win a few people over guilt. No, just joking. I am going to just bring it hardcore. I'm going to play hard, and I'm going to be a fierce competitor.
Pamela, do you have a secret weapon? If so, what is it?
Besides being funny, people have told me I'm like MacGyver. The things I can do with duct tape, a wad of gum, and a paper clip is pretty remarkable. So you better just watch out, because I have a few secret tricks.
What is it about you that will make you go far and win this competition?
I am tenacious. I don't sleep through the night because I have an 8-month-old baby. I then wake up, get my 3-year-old ready for school, get her off to school, come into work, run a business, decorate cakes with my baby attached, go home, do laundry, cook dinner, get him in bed, actually bathe, and then in bed by 8 o'clock, and I do it all over again. So really, this competition is going to be like a vacation. I'll be able to sleep through the night, you know, just bring it.
Tell us about your food industry experience.
So like I said, I was raised in the business. I went to the California Culinary Academy. I interned at Spago's, and then I went to the Buttery Bakery, Heather's Bakery, Google, and then I took classes with Colette Peters, and like I said, Dawn Nemec taught me a lot of what I know, and then I self-taught myself a lot about modeling and gum paste. So I studied like Carrie Vincent, Mike McCary, Michelle Braun, and just immersed myself in it.
Pamela, do you have to go to culinary school to be a good baker and decorator?
No, you don't have to. I did, and I think that it shortened my learning curve, but I think that if you read the books and you practice, eat, sleep, live, breathe, whatever you want to do, in my case pastry and cakes and gum paste and that sort of art, you can get really good. You just need to dedicate yourself.
List all relevant experience that translates into your decorating.
I have competed in cake competitions like the 20th anniversary Ronald McDonald cake competition, and I kicked some ass. And then I competed in the Chocolate and Diamonds Discovery Center cake competition. Once again, kicked some ass. And at the bakery, we've won lots of things like Best Place for a Chocolate Fix, Best Bakery, Best Pavlovian Emails, because we write weekly emails. And I have done thousands of cakes over the past several years, so I have a lot of practice.
Is there a specific genre of food or desserts you want to bake or cook, and what type of baking do you hate?
I hate boxed mixes and boxed cakes, because I think from scratch just tastes like 10 times better. And what I normally bake is kind of the meat and potato stuff, like chocolate chip cookies, which I kind of have an addiction for, and really good chocolate cakes, because that's what my customers want. That's what they buy.
Are you creative in the kitchen? How elaborate and creative are your designs when baking?
I get somewhat creative. I like to use green tea and lemongrass and blood orange, but like I said, my customers like the more heartier home style things, so I have to do hearty and home style with a little bit of a twist.
Tell us about your imagination and some of your most creative designs.
My most creative designs, like in cake decorating, I think stem from like stationery and wallpaper patterns. And so for whatever the event is, like I did this massive cake for the governor's ball, and it was sort of an antiqued, really elaborate structural sort of cake, and it depends on the situation, what comes out of this imagination.
Pamela, tell us interesting